Good evening, everybody. We're going to try and get some more chairs in because there's way more people turned up than advance ticket sales told us we're turning up. Welcome to Rally Forum 2019. A warm welcome from Llandudno. A new venue for the rally, a new venue for the Rally Forum. Broughton and Bretton Motor Club running it again, and we're kind of moonlighting on North Wales Car Club's patch, so apologies. Apologies about that. Sorry, Dave. Hope you're going to have a great night. You should be in for a real treat. If you haven't seen a little bit earlier, we actually added in Pierre Boudard, Citroen's team manager, so he'll be with us in about half an hour or so. I'm not going to waffle on any longer. I'll pass you on to our hosts, Howard Davis and Ryan Champion.
Thank you, Bryn Mawr. Well done to Bryn Mawr. He's done a sterling job. You can sit there, Ryan. I'll have these two. I didn't mean these two. I'll have somebody sitting next to me. Oh, Price is here. Look out. Is he pissed already? Came out. Security, Howard Price is over there. He'll be good for the auction, though, when he'll buy the fucking lot. Especially when I start on him. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, well done to Bryn Mawr. He's done a great job of getting people to come. It's not easy, and we've got a great lineup for you. We won't mess about. We'll get the first two onto the stage. Please welcome multiple British champion and current British champion, Matt Edwards. And I'm sure he's going to be a champion, George Lepley. He walks like a champion, doesn't he, look?
Relaxed.
Got the swagger.
Relaxed.
Get in here, George. Get in here. Don't sit over there.
Come and sit in the middle. Do you want to sit next to Howard?
No, okay.
You sure?
Now, George
Neither do I.
Lepley, son of...
Jason Lepley.
Was the son of Graham Lepley.
Correct.
When you had Motor News, a few old faces here, remember Graham Lepley always had nice cars for sale, didn't he? Do you remember?
Yeah, he
always
did.
had an RS 2002, Motor News on a Thursday, back pages, look in the cars, Graham Lepley.
I think Jason would like to say he had a few nice cars for sale now.
Yeah,
you know,
but
still.
There's no Motor News now, is there? The adverts aren't there the same, are they?
On the Tinterweb now.
And I don't know, but is Graham Lepley still... No, oh, sad, shit. Sorry, I didn't know that. Brilliant, though, when he was about. Fantastic.
Yeah.
George, you've had a fantastic year. You pedalled that Avenger, and then you came second overall on the Woodpecker. What a brilliant year.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a great year, like you say. I mean, we came to the Cambrian, well, I did entry in for the Cambrian up to about 2 weeks before. All my deals fell through for an R2 car. So I pulled my entry, cancelled the hotel. And the week before the rally, as Jordan said, I'm going to use my Avenger. And I just sort of went, yeah, it sounds good. And he said, the engine's not in it. Right, okay. And we went, he said that the engine's going in on Monday. Okay, cool. So the engine went on Monday. It went for a Roaring Road on the Tuesday. On the Wednesday, went for a test. Thursday, I ended up jet washing it. Came to the rally on the Friday. And then did the rally on the Saturday. Won the Silver Star, first two-wheel drive, first historic. And then he said, oh, that's great. And I thought that was it. And he just went, oh, no, we can go and do the Malcolm Wilson. Okay, so that's just 3 weeks later. And we went there and we won. And then it went, okay, we'll go to the next one. Went to the next one. We had an engine upgrade, which had a BRM engine. And we won there. And, yeah, it just sort of evolved. We ended up winning the Silver Star, won the historics. And, yeah, it's been a great year. We competed against guys like Marty McCormack and Jason Pritchard. Yeah, the little Avenger, probably the underdog car, and it's proved its worth as such. But,
brilliant, brilliant, fantastic season. Now, Matt, when we were out there, you said last time we were together it was a disaster. Can you enlighten us on that? Multiple British champion.
Just say that again. Yeah, one of us ended up in hospital, so I think we'll leave it at that. It wasn't him.
Oh. Was it him that you crashed with when you had to talk a little bit like that?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I remember that vaguely. Yeah, yeah. Oh, what happened then? Is it? You know, can we tell all these people here, or is it a bit of a secret?
I don't think there's no. It's just
not now, anyway.
We've done a lot of work on the notes, and I think we just we went into the first stage, and I think it was just a very difficult stage to start. You know, it hadn't been used for a long time, very slippy, and we just came into a corner probably about 25, 30 mile an hour too fast and didn't get round. And unfortunately, there's a big tree in the way.
Let's just saw this, that you were on the notes and you were driving.
Correct, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then you decided, enough of that co-driving, I'm going to go back to this driving lack. And what a 2 years you've had. Fantastic. I mean, I was with you a couple of years back and you were, I'm in and out and faffing about with bloody Fiestas and what have you. And then you had this Swift job and this just gone bang like that, hasn't it? You've worked hard at it, but by Christ, you've had 2 fantastic years.
Yeah, I mean, it came from nothing, really. I remember I was staring down the bore of the Evo 9, who was in bits after we tried to test at Anglesey, and I think it burnt a valve or something like that, and I was peering down the block, and no pistons in it. We've got to be on this is the Monday night, the boat's on the Thursday to go to Circuit of Ireland, and, just Pete said, I said to him, when's this going to actually provide some fruit? I've done this for years, and don't really seem to be getting anywhere. I built this car, and, 3 weeks later, after doing the first rally, it's all in bits again. And he said, don't worry, it'll be worth it. And, he, at that point, they were already putting the R5 on the table for the end of that year to do 2 years with, which has now turned into 3 years. So.
Fantastic, fantastic. Last year was brilliant when you won the championship. To win this year again, I mean, it's been very difficult. And, you were fast and you really pissed on Cave off enormously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could say that. He's not
There's
here, is
bound
he?
to be some spies here. We'll just say it again.
Yeah, I mean...
And he's probably hyper pissed off because you're in his team now this weekend. In the Hyundai, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've probably been in the shadows of Tom, a lot of the time I've been rallying. We've always been, we've probably done 7 or 8 rallies in a similar car over the last sort of 10 years, really. And, this was the first time I probably had an equal chance to have a pop at him. And, to do it on pace as well was great. So.
But you were just saying you've not actually driven this car. I saw you drove it personally to scrutineer it.
Yeah, well, to fuel, and that was closed.
Is that literally you just sitting in the thing and learning what the buttons are?
Yeah, that's it. So tomorrow morning is going to be a bit of...
And
So
I'll tell you what, do not be stood on the first corner of
How has
shakedown.
this deal come about? How has this Hyundai deal come about? Because, it's, can you tell us the mechanics of it? Because I noticed you've got a new co-driver, which normally means he's bringing some money.
Yep. That's just literally wherever the money has been able to come from, that's what's put it together. And I had a little chat with Andrew Johns from Hyundai in Ulster, just after we had a couple of stages off Craig. He thought, perhaps we should have you in a Hyundai for GB rather than a Fiesta. So I think he thought we were better on side than in something else. And it just came from there, really. They've offered they offered to help a little bit. And that was a trigger for me then. There was nothing on the table at that point. I just thought...
Is there any Swift involved then?
No, not
Swift
at the moment. No,
Swift is Ford and
that's it. So
over
we've
there,
just,
and this is completely fresh.
It's come all together in 3 weeks, and some black bags under my eyes for the effort that's taken. But I'm pleased to have been able to put it together at short notice. And it's been a while since I've been running around sorting stickers out the day before a rally to put on the car. So it looks a bit like a patchwork quilt. But
so what about the next step then? Does it depend very much on this weekend?
No, this weekend's purely a one-off at the minute. At the minute, there's nothing in the pipeline at all for next year, so it may trigger something. It'd be nice that if we do have a good result. And to be honest, I'm just looking to put a professional job on it. Really, I'm not really looking at any times. If we can get somewhere near Tom's pace.
Bullshit. First time you're going to ask is what did Tom Cave do?
Exactly.
I know it. I've been saying that. Oh, I'm not going to ask.
Tom,
what did Tom Cave do?
If we can get somewhere near Tom at the end of the weekend, that'll be a job. We've not had, I've literally just driven it to refuel. So tomorrow morning, good couple of runs at Shakedown and see how we go from there.
A good how many runs at Shakedown?
Well, do I have to go into that one as well? Because we've only got half an hour there, because we haven't got enough time running P3 Shakedown to get back here, then to get to Liverpool. So we've only got half an hour at Shakedown as well.
So, but a lot of people have jumped in a Hyundai and done really well, haven't they, in fairness? Price hadn't driven one before, and he won Rally Bay Ceredigion.
Yeah, I mean...
Cave. Oh, I should have said that, should I?
It's, it's sat in it, feels comfortable. They can't be that different. The only common thing for me is the tyre, which is good, so good deal with Pirelli again, so at least the contact with the ground is the same, so just how we feel it through the car.
And you've had some good Pirellis this year, haven't you? You've had some good
Lots
tyres,
of
you've
good
had some
Pirellis.
good info, you've made some very clever tyre decisions, and it's been really good, isn't it? That's a
it's been important.
big thing for your championship, huh?
And again, being on them, the previous year as well, gave us some good information to carry forward to this year. And, they brought new tyres as well. It's been really beneficial to us. And, I think Ulster, the tyre decision we made there for the whole day probably, sealed the championship for us.
Fantastic. Get that big black watch, that watch you got off, and put it on the table so we can see the time. I can't afford a watch. Have you seen the size of his watch? It's huge. Look at it. Look at the size of that baby. Look at that. How much was that? Listen, Matt Edwards has got to go.
Hang on a minute.
Matt Edwards has got to go.
But if you're going to do that...
I'll tell you the piss out now. Matt Edwards has got to go because he's got to go and learn what to do, press the button when he finds Tom Cave upside down.
Well, I didn't go to it.
You've got to press the button in the car on the dash.
I didn't get to it last time, and I changed the puncture outside the Brennig Cafe and forgot to press the button, so you're having the £250 fine.
Thank you very much for coming, and go and press your buttons and go to your briefing.
And good luck.
Our multiple British champion, only 4 more to beat Jimmy McRae. I reckon you're on for it. Matt Edwards, ladies and gentlemen. Right. So, watch.
Watch.
Tell us about
Watch what? What, that watch is an homologator.
A what?
An homologator.
Homologator. That sounds
very
like
posh.
homologation.
It is an homologation.
How much is that baby worth then?
That is about £350, that.
Oh,
And they do a range of motorsport watches, and yes, I am slightly
Are you a dealer?
a brand ambassador.
A brand ambassador. So he's had that for nothing then, hasn't he? That's what that means. Yeah. Brand ambassador. What's it, a motogato? Sounds like a cup of coffee, doesn't it, in a posh place?
A monogato,
Oh, Christ,
yeah.
don't drop it. Very nice. Anyway, we will need a watch. I did tell Brynmore to get a clock on the table, but he didn't listen.
I want to find out a bit more about this Avenger, don't you? Because an
definitely.
Avenger,
We had to move on because I knew what you call it was.
but an Avenger beats the Escort.
I went to watch that Camry and I saw you come in and I stepped back 3 paces. I thought, Christ, that boy's going. And I was watching with a man called drove Avengers, had a daughter, and Ivor Clark. I was watching with Ivor Clark.
Yeah.
And he said, Christ almighty, I've never seen an Avenger driven like that since I was around. He said.
Yeah.
And he was a boy for Avengers.
Yeah, he's very much the Avenger man. I guess it maybe went so well because it wasn't my car.
Did
always helps.
that really make a difference?
Well, at the start of each rally, Baz just say, just go for it.
Did your dad say, don't worry, if you bend it in bet, we'll buy it? Did he
No,
ever-
he did say that.
Never. Did he
Not
ever say,
known
"Don't
for that
worry"?
generosity.
No. Does he ever say, oh, it's insured, don't worry? Or does he say, go on, flat out, it's not ours?
Flat out. Flat out.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Yeah, don't hold back.
And Baz Jones is a great guy. He's a fantastic guy. He's a fantastic ambassador for our sport, isn't he, you know?
Definitely, what he and likes of Pete Smith has done for like me and Matt, for example, is he's great and putting money back into us. And obviously, it's such an expensive sport. Just to go rallying is difficult in itself. So yeah, be grateful to those sort of guys.
Hey, and we've just been talking to the man who took the first international win for an Avenger, didn't we?
We have. We've
Later-
got him coming later on. He's definitely coming up later on. He says he took the first win.
Seems some debate.
Andrew Cowan thinks he didn't, but anyway, we'll have him on later on. We'll interrogate him about that. But Avengers, you know, you're not going to win the world championship in an Avenger, are you? You know.
No, you might
It's-
struggle nowadays. Yeah.
It's a bit of an old chugger, really, isn't it? But
Yeah.
you've got you up. They've got some good old results. Beaten some nice Mark IIs. That's good. But that's put you on the block, isn't it?
Yeah,
Everybody's
certainly
looking
puts
now.
it,
Who's
yeah.
this kiddie George Lepley like?
Yeah, it certainly did that, and yeah, the amount of sort of PR and all the rest of it that's gone off the back has been great. And then we've obviously gone to a totally different car with the Woodpecker and the Trap Rods. So
And second overall, Woodpecker. What a fantastic result.
Yeah.
Because those stages, you know, those boys who do Woodpecker, they go round about 700 times the month before, don't they? You know, they have a convoy recce at about 5 o'clock, like, after drinking booze cycles, like, and then they all get together and they skid round in their Land Rovers the 4x4s. They know them stages like the back of their hand. So to go down there and kick their asses in fine style was awesome, in fairness.
yeah, it was. Well, we bought. I can't remember how long ago we bought the car, but only a few weeks before the rally, did our few usual tweaks and went for a test the week before. And Ryan came along and gave me a few pointers. Ex Mitsubishi Works driver, and then we went to the Woodpecker and.
You've dined out on that for a year now, haven't you?
Surprised you didn't pick up on that.
Nothing else to dine out on.
Mitsubishi Works driver. Oh, have you got the car now? I read somewhere.
I do have the car,
I
yeah.
read, you know, there's so much crap is there now on Twitter and Facebook. Ryan Champion's been reunited with a 13-year-old intercom.
No, helmet. I got my old helmet.
It's a helmet.
Came back from Mauritius.
Oh, what you been doing out there then? Catching fish in the bowl or something?
Howard, I think we're getting waved at from the door.
The door. Hey!
There's a special man with a clipboard. Oh, a menu.
Special moment. Come on, boss. Come on. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Why? Please.
I think you upset him last year.
I tried. I can't do no more. That's your fault, Ryan. You must have upset him.
I'm sure it was you taking the money off him. Was it claiming those business class flights that did it?
Business class. Now you're making me laugh. It is probably all the hire car excesses you have to pay. Oh, Christ. I can tell you a little story now, right? Shut that door. I knocked over a motorbike in Finland, which knocked over another one, which knocked over another one, which knocked over another one, which knocked over another one. And it goes on 14 times. And I drove off. As you do. Because I only hit one. Anyway, the car I was driving belonged to Ford of Finland, and by the time we got to Japan for the next couple of rallies, there was an insurance claim in for the damage to these 14 motorbikes. And I insisted I only hit one bike. So I should only have to pay for the one bike. Anyway, it all got blown into out of proportion. And John Millington, the team coordinator, who basically has a little purse, you know, he's extremely tight. Made life very difficult for me. He wanted this excess pay in, you see. So I said, well, you know, take it one step further. If I killed somebody, would I be liable for the £1 million? And he said, well, yes. Well, I haven't got £1 million. He said, well, that's not the point. We've got to make an example. If you can't go around knocking 40 motorbikes. I didn't knock 40 motorbikes. I only knocked one. Anyway, so there was emails flying back and forth. We were in Japan, and John Millington was emailing me in Japan. It was going around the table around the office and what have you. So in the end, I went to see Malcolm. I said, Malcolm, I've got a bit of a problem here. Millie wants to charge me for this excess. And, oh, Christ, Howard, why do you bring these problems to me all the time? He said, well, the only thing I can do, he said, tell you what, you offer to pay Millie half, and he'll bite that. He'll think that's great, and stick an extra day on your invoice, and I'll cover that, and everybody will be happy. So it's a win-win situation. He was very good to me, Malcolm Wilson, and I worked for M-Sport for 7 years, going around the world monitoring the weather. I was a glorified spectator, but it was a vital part of the team, telling them what was happening there when they were here.
Oh, so how did they dispense with you? Why are you not doing it now? Motorbikes.
It's the Yorkshire guys who do it for peanuts, basically, and it was costing too much. It was costing too much, basically. It was costing too much, and it was, you know, times were tight, times were hard, and they needed to rein in, and I knocked over too many motorbikes.
So it was down to your expenses?
Well, it's down to my costs, shall we say. You know?
Expenses?
In an ever-evolving world, you know, my projected expenditure was...
So if you've learned anything from this, it's don't cost Malcolm